Welcome back. Today I'll be showing you guys how to cut and sew this safari suit pocket step by step. Just in case you haven't seen the previous video of our cutting and sewing of a safari suit, this is the result. But in case you don't want to use this particular pocket on our tutorial, you can simply use this pocket that I'm about to show you guys right now. So you have two options of pockets on your safari suit. This is the fabric we're going to be using. As you guys can see, it's a very clean and smooth fabric, as you guys can see right here in my hand. Just in case you're watching this video on your phone right now, under this particular video you're going to see that red subscribe button below that video. All you have to do is just to click on that red subscribe button and turn on the bell notification in front of it to get notified when I upload newer video. That's how to subscribe. It's as simple as that. So let's go into the video. So first and foremost, all of the design that you're going to be using, that we're going to be cutting, we're going to be cutting it on the interfacing, as you can see right here. This is a soft interfacing, not too hard and not too soft, just like a medium interfacing, right? So the very first thing we're going to be cutting is going to be the cover, the pocket cover itself, the pocket cover. So let me just fold this into two. So whatever we're cutting now, we're going to be cutting two at a time, right? So I'm just going to fold it just like this. So the measurement I'm going to be folding is going to be 3 inches wideness. Don't forget, we are cutting two right now. We are cutting two together. But the very first thing you guys have to pay attention to is the pocket measurement itself, the main pocket measurement. So the wideness of the pocket is going to be a total of 5 inches. As you can see, that's the opening of the pocket. That's placing which your hand is going to be. And the height is going to be 6.5 inches. Let's use 6.5 inches here. So now, to cut the pocket cover, you have to be cutting a wideness of 5 inches, which is going to be the exact pocket wideness itself. This is for the cover though. I believe you guys can see that. So the height is going to be 3 inches. Don't forget, the total height of the main pocket itself is going to be 6.5. So here is going to be 3 inches. I believe you guys can see that. So I'm going to simply connect this together. You can see. So far, if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumb up and make sure you subscribe if you yet subscribe to the channel. So after connecting that together, I will simply cut that out. You can see. So after cutting it out, make sure it's actually aligned very well and that edges are straight. You can see. And make sure the gum part is actually facing the gum part. Make sure the gum side are facing one another so that you can have it facing different angle of the pocket, both the right and the wrong side. You can see that. So the next thing we're going to do now is to mark our cuff of the pocket cover. So here, in order to get the long one, is going to be 1.5 inches. So I'm going to mark 1.5 inches at this place also. So for the one that we carry the button of the pocket, is going to also be at 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, and 1.5 inches also. You can see that. And we'll simply connect that together. I'll connect the long one together here. Can see, and I'm going to simply connect this one also together. You can see what we are having. So after connecting it together, the edge has to be cuff, right? So I will simply use a cuff. I'll simply run a cuff edge at that place. Just make sure your cuff is straight and your hand is straight. You can see that. That's what we're trying to do. And don't forget, we are cutting two together. That's the two pocket side, right? The two pocket cover. So I will simply cut that edge out. You can see that. And after cutting that out, I'm going to simply split it into two. So this is what our pocket cover is going to look like. This is the both sides, the one that's going to be at the right and the one that's going to be at the left. You can see what we're having. That's where the buttonhole is going to be. This is where the buttonholes are going to be. So the next thing we're going to simply cut now is going to be the pocket itself. In case you don't want this to be up to 1.5 inches, just use your own measurement to just get the exact measurement in which you want. but I'm just giving you like a foreground idea of how to do this yourself. So the next thing is to fold our pockets. I told you guys we are going to be folding all of our design on our interfacing. So the main pocket circumference is going to be 5 inches. That's the pocket wideness. You can see that. And the height is going to be 6.5 inches. So I'm going to simply mark that right here. And I'll mark my 6.5 inches here also. And I'll simply connect that together. You can see. And I will cut it out. So don't forget, I'm cutting 2 pockets just like cutting it like this, because I already fold it together. I fold the interfacing together so I can cut 2 pockets at a time. So you can see. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to simply we cut this side out. We cut the opening side out. You can see that. You can see, so we have 2 pockets like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is to fold them together. Fold the 2 together just like this. You can see that. So I will be able to simply trim out the edge. So I'll be able to trim out the edge. So here, make sure your hand is cuffed straight. However, you can just use your pencil or a chalk to mark your cuff edge. But if you can get a straight cuff, this is what we're going to be having. You can see the result we're having right here and our pocket. This is the result we're trying to get. You see that? And this is the result we're trying to get at this side too. So the next thing now is to go to our fabric and simply place this design on our fabric so that we're going to use our iron to just gum the interfacing to the fabric itself. So align them very well. Just align. Make sure you have the gum part of your interfacing is the one facing your fabric, and we are gumming it at the wrong side of the fabric itself. Make sure you are correct with this. So after gumming it, you're going to be gumming the pocket, the main pocket itself. So this is what we're going to be having. You can see, make sure this side is very, very straight. Like, make sure it is very glued. I said straight. Make sure it is very glued to the fabric itself, so we can simply trim it out. So while trimming it out, make sure you leave at least 1/4 of an inch at the side of the interfacing for the sewing. You can see that. You can see what we just cut out. Make sure you leave some space at the side. That's for the sewing. You can see. And also here. You can see that. You can see that. So you're going to do, the next thing we're going to do is to simply cut another fabric that we're going to be using to turn it. So you're going to do the same thing on the pocket itself also, and simply make sure you leave at least 1 inch space at the top part, that place, so that you're going to be using something to fold the pocket edge. So make sure that you have an extra fabric of at least 1 inch at that edge, and after ironing it, simply cut that side out. Make sure it is firm very well. You can see that. You can see, so that you're going to have something to fold, simply leave an extra allowance at the edges and simply cut your pocket out. If you're enjoying the video so far, make sure you smash that like button. It is very, very important. And make sure you subscribe if you're yet to subscribe to the family. You can see that. You're going to do the same thing on the second pocket also. Don't forget. You see that? So all I'll be doing now is simply fold the first edge, that edge part. So you can simply put an hemming gum under that one, so that it's going to hold. And you can put an hemming gum all around the folding or around the pocket itself. So after folding, this is what we're going to be having. There's no issue if you're having some ruffle at that side. All you have to do is just to give it a good ironing with a steam iron. So it's going to balance very well. It's going to be it's going to be straight. You can see that. Take your time to make sure the iron balanced very well. So you can see what we're having. You can see how smooth that fabric is. You can see that. So the next thing is going to be the cover itself. So for this is what we're trying to achieve, right? So for the cover itself, you're going to be cutting a piece of fabric. So let's just bring our fabric in. So make sure the right side of the fabric is facing the right side. That's very, very important. The right side has to be facing the right side of the fabric. So I'll just cut out the piece. You can see that. You can see that. So after cutting that, I'll take it to the sewing machine. I'm not going to be stitching the upper part. I'm just going to stitch the side all the way to the cuff to the side. So I'll be leaving the upper part. I'm not going to be stitching the upper part because that's what I'll be stitching to the bodice itself. So after stitching it, this is what I'm going to be having. You can see that. So make sure you trim out the edges very well. And this upper part also, just trim it out. You can see that. So take your time to turn the pocket cover. And make sure you pinpoint all those edges, all the edges. Make sure you find like your scissors or a very pinned edge to just point them out very well. It's very important. So after pinning it out, all you have to do is to give it a good ironing. Make sure those sides are smooth and very clean. You can see that. So give it a good ironing, and this is what we're going to be having. And this is our pocket. You can see this is the result we're trying to achieve. You can see this. So all you have to do now is to simply stitch this pocket side. Make sure the side that has the interfacing is the one at the front. You can see that. So you're going to simply stitch that side. You're going to stitch that side like this to the fabric, to the pocket. You're going to stitch it. Then you can simply turn it over the pocket itself. You can see that. So that's the entire process of doing this. This way your button hose is going to be. You're going to apply your button hose and you're going to put your button. Then you can stitch this all around. You see that? Stitch it all around. So in case if you like the video, make sure you smash that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel. So this is all about cutting and sewing the safari suit pocket. See you on another video. Peace.